Welcome back. Today, I would like to talk to you about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister. He left us today in 1964. He has been important to us as Indians for several decades. Unfortunately, he is important today in a different context because there is a section today which keeps reminding us about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, not really positively, but most of the time deriding him, undermining him, or if nothing else, trying to minimize his contributions, diffuse his impact on India, the impact he left behind through the huge foundational work he did for us as a nation. All that actually is before us to see, and we see it all the time, and we have been beneficiaries of that. I don't say that Nehru was a prophet and he didn't commit any mistakes. He of course committed some mistakes, like all great men do who work. You commit mistakes only when you work, or if you engage yourself in important tasks. So Nehru also made some mistakes and some blunders as well, but what he did for us as an independent India, as the first Prime Minister of this country, is immense. You cannot imagine India without his imprint on everything. And that imprint is something which will build our foundations. Our modern India was built on the foundations laid by him. Now, Nehru himself called his own persona, or called himself a dabbler in many things. And that explains quite a bit of Nehru for us in his own words. Because if we look at his persona, we see that he wrote and thought about a range of things. Like he wrote on politics, he wrote on nature, he wrote on history, he wrote on poetry, he wrote on science, and he actually drew inspiration and sustenance from diverse sources, which actually emanated from his wide travels and his manifold readings. And I don't stop here. Not just this, his important deliberations of wide range of people all over the world. So this was the learning process of Jawaharlal Nehru, which made Jawaharlal what Jawaharlal was. And this is something which came in handy for him when he took over the reins of India as the first Prime Minister. So with this baggage which he carried with him, he was perfectly in that position to build an India which actually had gone through almost 200 years of colonialism, of exploitation, of deprivation, all sorts of things. So there were huge challenges which Nehru faced, and he tried to put everything, this derailed country, the hugely exploited country, back on the rails. And we all know how difficult this task was. The point is that today, a large number of people who do not understand Nehru, who actually had issues with him even before independence, want to undermine him. And I actually pity all those people who do that, because that serves no purpose. Because Nehru's vision, Nehru as a visionary, is in front of our eyes. Whatever he contributed, whatever he did, cannot be undone. You just have to read Discovery of India. And anybody who reads Discovery of India cannot concede that Nehru was not a visionary. You know, so that is, and there are so many other things which one can read about him, and one can go through to understand his mind and his contributions later. His whole idea of India itself was like his whole idea of even nationalism, which is talked about so much today. His understanding of nationalism and culture was completely rooted in India, but it went beyond a tunnel vision. He always remained committed to a secular, pluralist, and non-discriminatory nationalism. As someone whose mind was more in tune with Gurudev Tagore, whom he hugely respected, Nehru was most of the time a bit suspect of nationalism. So I'm reminding this to people today who all the time use nationalism as a weapon to beat one enemy or the other, because their nationalism needs an enemy all the time, because there is no empathy in this nationalism. Nehru went along with Gandhian idea of nationalism, which actually did not need an enemy at all. It needed empathy, it needed love, it needed getting together happily, and it cut across divisions in society. It was not defined by sectarian idea of India. So this was Nehru's vision of India. The idea of India we keep talking about is actually not just Nehruvian idea of India. Though we attribute this idea to Nehru, Nehru himself created this idea during the pre-independence phase, along with so many others. So it was a collective effort to create an idea of India which was plural, which was democratic, which was socialist, which was egalitarian, which was based on love and empathy. So this was an idea of India which Nehru tried to conceive along with everybody else. So today, when we see the institutions being attacked, I'm saying the institutions like the Parliament of India. I don't see Parliament of India merely as a building. It has a history. It has a background. Today's Parliament, when we see the Parliament in the context of Central Vista project, now I feel pity on those minds who have even thought of this idea of undermining the very building, the very structure, which represents not only just Parliament, it represents our heritage, it represents our culture. It is the building where Bhagat Singh went and threw bombs to make the deaf hear. It is a building where Nehru delivered his Tryst with Destiny speech. It is a building where the Constituent Assembly debates took place. Because 70 years or 73 years is actually nothing in the history of a nation. So it's a very, very small little period of our history. So we cannot just assume that this particular building, this particular structure has outlived its life. It's just close to 120 years old. So we are actually not just trying to undermine the building as a structure. We are undermining our history. We are undermining Nehru. We are undermining Sardar Patel. We are undermining Bhagat Singh. There are so many other people whose memories are associated with it. And this is totally unnecessary, which is avoidable. And so this is something which we are trying to do. And today, on Nehru's death anniversary, I thought it's a welcome idea if we try to raise this issue again, and at least we hope that sanity prevails and something happens to the minds of the people, that they go back or reverse the whole project, and our association with these structures, which is not just concrete, which is history, which is heritage, which is live history, because this is not something which we have forgotten. This just happened. There are people who are still alive who actually saw history being enacted in these buildings. So I thought I will like to share some views as a tribute to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's memory. Thank you.